Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to المواهب Rich Private School Mathematics Department. How are you, grade 1? I hope that all of you are fine. Today, inshallah, we are going to complete Unit 14, Lesson B. Our topic is about division, and you can follow this topic in your pupils book, pages 164, 165, and 166. In the previous lesson, we learned how to divide by sharing equally and by grouping. And today we are going to divide and find how many left over. Before we start our new lesson for today, let's recap what we have learned in the previous lesson. Do you remember sharing equally? Look at this picture. I shared 6 sweets among 3 children, and I gave 2 sweets for each child. So division means sharing equally. Let me remind you how we can share equally. I have 2 children, as you can see in the picture. I will start to share the cookies equally between the children. I have 8 cookies and I have to share them equally between the children. Do you remember how we share equally? Yes, we start to give one by one. Now I finished sharing the 8 cookies equally between the boy and the girl. Could you tell me how many I give for each one? Very good. I give 4 for each one. Remember also that we have learned that division means grouping. Look at this picture. I have groups of fish. I grouped each 2 fish together. So now I have 3 groups of 2 fish in each group. That's what I mean by grouping. Let's see this example to understand the concept of grouping for division. I have 12 cupcakes. I want you to circle in 2s and count the groups, which means that you are going to make groups of 2. So now I will start to put each 2 cupcakes in one group or in one circle. Now I finished grouping the cupcakes. How many groups? Very good. I have 6 groups, and in each group I have 2 cupcakes. Do you remember Annie and Tom? In the last video, we shared 10 strawberries equally between Annie and Tom. And today I have 11 strawberries. I want to share the strawberries equally between Annie and Tom, but at this time I will find how many will be left over. Let's start sharing, giving one by one. Now I finished sharing, but still I have 1 left over in the basket. This one I can't share it. You know why? Because if I share it, they will not be equal. Now I have 5 for each one. If I share this 1 strawberry, I will have 6 and 5, and they will not be equal. So I can share the 11 strawberries, but I will have 1 left over. I will give how many for each person? 5 for each person. And how many will be left over? Very good. There will be 1 strawberry left over. Now we can start our lesson for today. Today we are going to divide and find if any left over. Look at this picture. There are 7 barns and 2 dogs. If I'm going to share 7 between 2, then I will give 3 for each one, but there will be 1 left over. So now we divide and we find that there is 1 left over. We divide 7 between 2, we give 3 for each dog, and there is 1 left over. Now grade 1, get ready with your pupils book. Open your pupils book page 164 so you can follow the following examples from your pupils book. Let's learn together. Share 7 bears equally between 2 girls. We have 7 bears and we are going to share them equally between 2 girls. But can we share them equally? Let's see. If I have 2 girls, which means that I will share between 2. So I need 2 circles. As you can see here, I share the bears equally. But what you can see, oh, there is 1 bear left over. So if I share the 7 bears equally between the 2 girls, each girl gets 3 bears and there is 1 bear left over. It's time to practice grade 1. You can follow these questions from your pupils book page 165. Now let's read the question and find the answer. There are 14 pencils. Put 4 pencils into each pack. So grade 1, here you are going to use sharing or grouping. Very good. You are going to use grouping. And how many you are going to put in each group? We will put 4 pencils in each group. Now I will start to group or to put 4 pencils into each pack. I want you also to start with me and you make groups of 4 at your book. This is the first group of 4 pencils. Still I have more pencils and I can make another group of 4 pencils. And still I have, so I can make one more group of 4 pencils. But look, I have 2 pencils here. Can I put them in one pack? No. Why? Because I said we put 4 and these are 2 only. So now, how many packs of pencils can I make? Very good. I have 3 packs of pencils. And how many pencils are left over? Well done. I have 2 pencils left over. One more question from page 165. Let's read the question. What is the first word? Very good. Share. So at this time we will use sharing. Share 20 sweets equally among 3 boys. Then find how many sweets are left over. Now grade 1, I want you have space at your book and you can now draw on your book 3 circles on this space because these circles we are going to use it to share. If I say among 3 boys, so you need to draw 3 circles that we will use to share between them. Now I have the 3 circles for the 3 boys. Do you remember how we share equally? We have to give one by one. But I want you to start sharing with me, and you draw the sweets in each circle. But while you are drawing and sharing, you must count. Now let me start to share, and you start with me drawing on the circle. If you don't have the book, you can use white paper, draw 3 circles, and now let's start to share 20 sweets between or among the 3 boys, and we have 3 circles to represent the 3 boys. Now I will start with me, grade 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I finished all the 20 sweets. For number 19 and 20, I didn't share them between the circles. Why? Because if I will start to share them, there will be one different. There will be one, it has 6 only, and the other 2, they will have 7. So I can't share these 2. I will keep them aside. So now, how many sweets are left over? There are 2 sweets left over. When I share 20 sweets equally among 3 boys, and if I say the word equally, it means that they must have the same number. So now, do you think they have the same number? Yes. Each one has 6 sweets, and there are 2 sweets left over. That's why I can't share these 2 extra sweets. Why? Because I must share equally among the boys. So if I share the 20 sweets equally among the 3 boys, I will give 6 to each one. And now, how many sweets are left over? Great job! We have 2 sweets left over. Now turn over the page and open page 166 in your pupil's book. Question number 3. Let's read the question. Divide 12 cupcakes into groups of 5. So we will divide the 12 cupcakes into groups of 5. If I say the word groups, then you will use grouping. You will divide by grouping. But at this time, I need groups of 5. Then after you make groups of 5, are there any cupcakes left over? Let's first group the cupcakes into groups of 5. Now you start with me. I make one group of 5 and another group of 5. Oh, there are 2 cupcakes left over here. So are there any cupcakes left over? Yes. How many cupcakes left over? Very good. I have 2 cupcakes left over. Stop and think, grade 1. It's a challenge time. Let's do this question from your pupil's book. And let us read it together. Then we start to think how we can solve this question. We start reading. Okay. Marianne has more than 10 cookies, but fewer than 20 cookies. So she has a number of cookies. You can see her bag. She has a number of cookies. We don't know this number, but it's between 10 and 20. It's more than 10, but fewer than 20. She wants to give 4 cookies to each of her friends and keep 3 cookies for herself. What are the possible number of cookies she has at first? before she share. Let's discover how many cookies she has before she share. We can think together. I will think with you about one possible number and you can think about another one in the same way. But this number must be between 10 and 20 because she has more than 10 but fewer than 20. Try to think about it. She wants to share and give 4 for each of her friends. And she wants to keep for herself 3. So if we are going to share, we must have here leftover because she wants to leave for herself. Let's imagine that Marianne, she has 2 friends. If she has 2 friends, and she is going to give 4 cookies for each one of them. So she gave 4 for each one. And don't forget that she left 3 cookies for herself. Now, if I imagine that she has 2 friends and she gave 4 cookies for each one of her friends and she has 3 left, now could you count all the cookies? How many cookies in all? Very good, 11 cookies. So we can say that Marianne, she has 11 cookies. Why? Because if we have 11, we share it between 2. We are going to give 4 to each one, and there will be 3 left over because 8 and 3 make 11. Now it's your turn, my dear student. Share 15 sweets equally between 4 cups or plates and find how many left over. You can share 15 sweets or 15 colors or 15 counters, whatever you have at home, you can use it to share equally between 4 cups or plates and find how many left over. It's optional work. If you can take video and send it for me. Thank you, grade 1. I hope you enjoyed our lesson for today. Thank you, parents, for your cooperation.